Friends, in Universal Book Club, I like to illustrate how God speaks through and inspires all authors. So, just in looking at reviews, titles, and captions, we learn so much history, universal themes, eternal truths. Let's go there. The things they carried home. After World War II, soldiers and civilians hoped to get back to normal, but the world had changed, and so had they. I'll do a deep dive on that because it tells us about the history of psychiatry. Centuries of servitude. The history of slavery under Islam saw multiple forms of bondage stretch across continents and generations. Leading from the middle. Anthony Kennedy's memoir does not always shed light on the most momentous cases of his time on the Supreme Court. Meeting ancient strangers. The year the roaring stopped. The stock market crash in October 1929 foreshadowed harder days to come. Forest path, dirt road, interstate. The Inca Road provided a mountain-spanning foot travel network that could link up an empire. Tales told around the club. One ill-starred mission to the Arctic left all its members dead except the Inupiat women hired to take care of them. Monarchs at the Plate, about the history of African Americans in baseball. I'll do a deep dive on this one. Draw a card, pick a future. A trio of college students bond over literature and the life's big questions. Translations that truly transport. In Samantha Schweblin's short stories, uncanny shadows cluster around otherwise ordinary people. Lost in a labyrinth of canals and conspiracy, the luminous city of Venice becomes a sinister maze for a newly married writer, a restless correspondent. Updike worried that success would make him lazy, but his literary output and his letters kept up the pace. Under mysteries, the crypto they covet. Moody and modern, Cooper waded into art world battles with abandon and scooped up a trove of Picassos. The role came right on time by Michael J. Fox, Future Boy. When the actor initially cast to play Marty McFly didn't work out, Spielberg insisted on Michael J. Fox. Where rock music comes from. In the 1970s, young adults were moving to New York, even as other groups were leaving. Story about Talking Heads. Tales of horror. Look at this one. Under Rosemary Baby. In the best horror stories, readers play out their own fears vicariously through those of the protagonist. True. The Lightness of Being. Born in England, Jane Birkin became a symbol of 1960s Parisian style, largely by being herself. Stories that bloomed. The Orchard Thief took on a typically oddball subject. It was adapted into a quirky film adaptation. This is a new book by Susan Orlean. And then we have Appetizing Traditions, sampling the favors of the American South, New York's Lower East Side, and Pakistani-American food truck in Southern Virginia. And then children's book. I mean, you can just get these words of wisdom just by reading the reviewers' take on these children's books.